everyone, and thank you for joining us here for the virtual launch of the new Taycan, the first all-electric Porsche. I'm Yumiko Hoskin, and I'm going to be your host for this electrifying night ahead. We're coming to you live from the Art Science Museum, and personally, I can't think of a more fitting place than this futuristic landmark to welcome the Taycan to Singapore. The Taycan drives Porsche into a new era of electromobility. And wow, I just had a peek, and this truly is a special car. It is unmistakably Porsche. It is sporty, timeless, and yet completely distinctive and revolutionary. Without further ado, let's welcome the new Porsche Taycan. To tell us more about the Taycan, please welcome Tim Walkowiak, the product expert of Porsche Asia Pacific. Hi, Tim.
Thanks, Yumika. It's such a great honor to be here today. The Taycan links our heritage to the future. While its heart is 100% electric, its soul is 100% Porsche. Although the Taycan is our first all-electric vehicle, our electric roots actually date long time back into the past.
Oh, I had no idea. So how long are we talking about?
As early as the year 1900. That's when Ferdinand Porsche developed the world's first functional hybrid car, marketed as the Loner Porsche. The idea was revived more than 100 years later with the Cayenne S Hybrid in 2010. Which renewed Porsche's exploration in electromobility. And in 2013, with the Panamera SE Hybrid, the first plug-in hybrid in the luxury car segment. Our super sports car, the hybrid 918 Spider, was a great inspiration for the design of the Taycan. The 919 Hybrid, our race car that won the World Endurance Championship 3 times in a row, was used to test new technologies, some of which are now present in the Taycan. And currently, our Formula E race car, the 99X Electric, shares a lot of the same technologies that were developed for the Taycan. All this helped to make the Taycan a fascinating sports car, not just in terms of its technology and driving dynamics, but more importantly, it carries the Porsche heritage, but with an electrified soul. Something that you will feel immediately once you get behind the steering wheel.
So can you tell us more about how the Taycan was conceptualized?
The Taycan was built with what we call a purpose design approach. It was designed around the electric powertrain, which consists of 2 compact electric motors, one in the front and one in the rear, and a high-voltage battery in the lower part of the vehicle. This resulted in a car with a very low center of gravity, in fact even lower than our 911. Also, the weight distribution is 51% at the rear and 49% at the front, so very balanced, which is typical for our sports cars, and it helps the car to achieve outstanding lateral dynamics.
So what makes the Taycan distinctively Porsche?
With its clean, distinctive design, the Taycan signals the beginning of a new era. But as you can see, the Taycan still retains the unmistakable Porsche design DNA. From the front, the car looks particularly wide and flat, with the bonnet sloping down at a very flat angle in between 2 highly contoured wings, based on our 911. Here we can see the 4-point daytime running lights integrated into the Matrix LED headlight unit, an attribute that make every Porsche recognizable from afar, even at nighttime. Moving to the side, Yumika, numerous Porsche design elements are visible here. The first thing that will remind you of the 911 are the sporty proportions, the short overhangs at the front and at the rear of the vehicle, the Porsche typical sloping flyline, and the wide wings in the rear. The range of wheels for the Taycan signals the beginning of a new technical and also visual era. The wheels have been aerodynamically optimized and help to reduce the drag coefficient, and that increases the car's range. And here we have the 21-inch Mission E design wheel from our concept car. They are extremely lightweight and aerodynamically optimized in a way to reduce the air's turbulences inside the wheel to allow an optimal airflow.
Let's take a look at the rear of the Taycan. I love this light strip. It's very futuristic and it catches your eye immediately.
I'm glad you noticed it, Yumika. The continuous LED taillight strip is an important part of our Porsche design DNA. And for the Taycan, we have combined it with a glass effect Porsche logo, giving the car a unique light signature. The logo is embedded in a three-dimensional circuit path graphic, which symbolizes the flow of energy. And right above this is the active rear spoiler. It has 3 positions: Eco, Intermediate, Performance, which influence the aerodynamics and the downforce of the vehicle.
I'm excited to see the interior. Shall we get in?
Of course. Our aim was a clean interior architecture that integrates the digital elements of the cockpit with our Porsche typical one button, one function philosophy. Like every Porsche ever built, and typically for race cars, the Porsche Advanced Cockpit is tailored around the driver.
So how is this different from other Porsche sports cars?
Well, there is one difference our customers and fans may notice. There is no analog rev counter in the center of the instrument cluster. Instead, there's a fully customizable 16.8-inch curved LED display with the power meter showing the applied power and the level of recuperation. The display has direct touch control buttons on both sides, which give access to the most important functions such as light and chassis systems.
What is this screen for?
This is the Porsche Communication Management, a 10.9-inch high-resolution touchscreen that is your central control unit for audio, navigation and communication. It can be individually configured. The Taycan is the first Porsche to have as an option a 10.9-inch passenger display, which will be integrated into the dashboard here, so you can have fun being the DJ or the navigator. And if you like to focus on driving, we have a new voice command which allows you to control various functions just by saying, "Hey Porsche."
I love that. Hey Porsche.
How can I help you?
I'm feeling hot.
It will be colder soon.
And what about this screen?
Porsche fans will notice that we have moved the gear selection on the left side of the instrument panel, leaving space for this 8.4-inch direct touch control display that you can also use to operate the main display and lets you access the essential everyday functions like the battery state of charge and the air conditioning control panel. Speaking of the air conditioning, they are here. These air conditioning fans are not only a design highlight, but a technological innovation. The air outlets are electrically adjustable, enabling precise airflow and distribution.
Wow, I really love the interior. Now, what other interior options are there that I can choose from?
The good news is the interior of the Taycan can be as individual as its owner, and we are always sustainably focused. For leather, one of the options is the club leather Olea, which is tanned using olive leaf extracts manufactured from renewable raw materials. For the first time, we are offering a leather-free interior for customers who might want an eco-friendly choice.
That's awesome. As you know, working towards a sustainable future is a topic very close to my heart.
Then the Taycan could be just the car for you. Besides the leather-free options and producing zero emissions, the car is also manufactured in a zero-impact factory, making it carbon neutral from the outset.
That's impressive. I'm blown away by the cutting-edge design and the sustainable features of the Taycan. Now, if I were to buy one, how would I charge it?
A great question, and I have just the man to answer it. Let's welcome Sam, our e-performance manager, who will tell us a little bit more about the charging and the performance of the Taycan.
Welcome, Sam. Now, can you tell us about the charging technology of the Taycan?
So the first thing you should know is that the Taycan is the first production vehicle to have 800-volt technology instead of the usual 400 volts. This enables charging at supply powers of up to 270 kilowatts, which will in turn allow you to charge in as little as 22.5 minutes from 5 to 80% at a high-powered DC charger. For charging at home, we offer a full end-to-end solution, starting with the online pre-check, whereby you'll be able to gain an initial insight into your home charging possibilities. Following this, our Porsche-approved electrical specialist will do a full physical check of the electrical setup of your home. Once everything is in order, the appropriate Porsche charging hardware will be professionally installed in your home upon the arrival of your Taycan. For home charging, we typically utilize an 11 kilowatt AC charger, which will charge your car fully in around 8 hours, which of course is perfect for overnight charging. It's actually very simple. You can try it for yourself.
Let's do that. Where do I start?
Well, the charging port is there. You simply swipe your hand underneath and it will open. And from there, you simply take the plug and connect it directly into the socket to start charging. And of course, we have a variety of charging accessories depending upon your home setup.
So it's like charging your phone.
Yes, that's a great analogy. And apart from charging at home, you'll be able to charge at various public charging stations across Singapore. The team at Porsche are working with our partners to ensure that we offer charging at destinations where customers spend their time, such as here at the Marina Bay Sands. This is our first active station, and we'll continue to further expand the network by developing further partnerships to ensure that we offer charging where our customers spend their leisure time.
Thanks, Sam. Now, I'm sure many Porsche fans are as curious about this as I am. How does the Taycan sound?
Don't worry, Yumika. Porsche has managed to create a sound that is pure and electric. The sound is not synthetic, it's not a V8 imitation, but it picks up the natural sound of the electric motors and modulates it.
Sounds great. Now, what is the performance of the Taycan?
Well, of course, Porsche is synonymous with performance, and the Taycan is no exception. For the Taycan, we consciously decided against using the one-pedal recuperation strategy that is frequently applied in electric cars. Instead, we have an accelerator and a brake pedal. Recuperation via the brake pedal enables a best-in-class recuperation output of 265 kilowatts, which is then fed back into the battery. To be more precise, for everyday driving, you will achieve up to a third of your range exclusively from recuperation.
And how does the performance differ from each variant?
Well, at the moment, we have 3 variants: the Taycan 4S, the Taycan Turbo, and the Taycan Turbo S. The overboost power of these 3 models ranges between 530 and 761 horsepower, with launch control activated, resulting in an impressive acceleration time of just 2.8 seconds for the Taycan Turbo S. The average range of these 3 models is about 400 kilometers, which would cover you for 5 to 7 days of regular driving in Singapore.
Now, we're all curious, what is the starting price?
Prices start from 485,988,000 Singapore dollars excluding COE. Every Taycan comes with a complimentary and comprehensive 5-year maintenance and warranty package. This covers all maintenance and repair costs, including regular wear and tear. And in addition, the battery is covered by an 8-year warranty. For electric vehicles, it's crucial that they are handled by specially trained technicians. In Singapore, we have one of the first electric-ready workshops in the region, with a high-voltage battery repair room, and most importantly, qualified technicians to care for your Taycan according to Porsche global standards.
Thank you, Sam. It was an inspiring journey here today. The Taycan looks like a Porsche, feels like a Porsche, and truly is the future of performance cars. Thank you everyone for joining us here for the virtual launch to welcome the new Taycan, a true Porsche sports car with an electrified soul.